Her husband had just been laid to rest. But her mother-in-law suddenly demanded she marry her brother-in-law Jihan. Aliyah had never heard anything so outrageous in her entire life. Her husband had passed away in a tragic car accident. To fulfill his last wish, Aliyah took her son on a long journey overseas, to bring Buera's body home and bury him in his hometown. It was her first time returning to her in-laws' home in 7 years of marriage. But what she didn't expect was that no one from the family came to pick her up. Instead, a group of men looking like armed escorts showed up. On the way back home, their convoy was stopped by soldiers. The soldiers demanded that Aliyah open the casket for inspection. There was no way Aliyah would agree to something like that. Furious, she ordered the convoy to turn around back to the airport. Luckily, Jihan arrived just in time. He spoke a few words with their commanding officer and they were allowed to pass. That gave Aliyah a very uneasy feeling. Clearly her husband's family held significant power in the region, although they were technically her relatives. Aliyah had never met any of them before. Naturally, she remained cautious, but they shared a blood tie that couldn't be denied. That bond was her son Deniz, because Deniz looked just like his late father Buera. Seeing him stirred genuine emotion in the two brothers, as if they were seeing a reflection of Buera himself. Little did she know bringing her son back would be the biggest regret of her life. When the convoy arrived at her husband's family estate, Aliyah was completely stunned. Armed guards were stationed all around the property. Jihan reached to carry his nephew inside. Aliyah instinctively stopped him, but under Jihan's intense and firm gaze, she had no choice but to follow them in. Jihan brought them to meet the mother-in-law first. She looked at her only grandson with deep affection. Her love and tenderness were written all over her face. She seemed moved to see the family reunited again, but she quickly gave Aliyah a cold welcome. When Aliyah offered a respectful greeting, the mother-in-law immediately pulled back her hand. She accused Aliyah of being the driver the day Buera died. Why was her son dead while she remained unharmed? Clearly she had no trust in Aliyah whatsoever. Soon a memorial ceremony was held in the courtyard. Aliyah found it hard to understand. As the mother-in-law stood over her son's body, she told her other two sons Jihan and Kaya to swear they would bring justice to whoever caused their brother's death, even though it was clearly a tragic accident. While Aliyah tried to make sense of who she meant by the one responsible, everyone suddenly fired their guns into the air in anger. Aliyah, who had never witnessed anything like this, was terrified. Hearing the gunfire, Deniz curiously ran out to see what was happening. Aliyah quickly scooped him up and took him back inside. To her surprise, her son wasn't scared at all. He seemed fascinated by the whole thing. Aliyah knew they couldn't stay there any longer, so she contacted Izzat, the lawyer who had come back from Canada with her. He had been a friend of her husband abroad. Aliyah had no one else she could trust. She asked him to help her return to Canada as soon as the funeral ended. But what she didn't know was that once she entered the house, she was already under a form of house arrest. Aliyah tried to take her son to the hotel where the lawyer was staying, but Jihan rushed in to stop her as soon as he found out. He angrily pulled her back into the house, demanding to know why she was trying to leave. Aliyah said she could accept no one came to the airport, but his mother actually thought she killed Buera, and everyone here had guns. She didn't want her son growing up in a place like this. As she turned to leave, Jihan grabbed her again. He reminded her that his brother had yet to be buried. He would not let her leave at a time like this. He also said no way she was staying in a hotel full of men. Aliyah angrily asked what he was implying. Jihan grabbed her wrist and told her this was the tradition in Mardin, and while in Mardin she had to respect their customs. Then he awkwardly let go of her hand, and asked her not to do that again. When the mother-in-law heard about it, she said she didn't care if Aliyah wanted to go to hell, but her grandson Deniz must stay. Deniz seemed to love the castle-like house too. Jihan lifted him up onto his shoulders to look around, telling him that all of this land belonged to him too.